Best soybean farming practices for maximum farm income, session number 4. This is integrated weed management, controlling costs and resilience. By understanding the herbicide resistance crisis, weed management in soybeans has entered a critical transition period where the simple herbicide-only program that worked for 20 plus years are failing due to widespread herbicide resistance, forcing farmers into increasingly expensive and complex programs that often provide inadequate control while costing between $60 and $100 plus per acre, threatening profitability and forcing re-evaluation of entire weed management approaches. Understanding herbicide resistance development and implementing integrated strategies combining chemical, cultural, and mechanical tactics provides sustainable long-term weed control at lower cost. Herbicide resistance develops when repeated use of single or similar herbicide. Most of actions create selection pressure where naturally resistant weed biotypes survive, reproduce, and eventually dominate populations. Glyphosate or glyphosate Roundup resistance in water hemp, Palmer, amaranth, mare's tail, and other species now affect millions of acres, making Roundup ready soybeans alone inadequate for weed control. Resistance to ALS inhibitors, PPO inhibitors, and other herbicide families compounds the problem, creating multiple resistant weeds requiring complex, expensive programs. The economic and agronomic solution is integrated weed management, which is abbreviated as IWM, combining multiple tactics: herbicide diversification, rotating different modes of action, cultural practices, creating competitive advantage for soybeans over weeds, cover crops suppressing weeds and breaking resistance cycles, mechanical cultivation, and strategic high residue management. This multi-tactic approach typically reduces herbicide costs by between 30 to 50% compared to herbicide-only program, while providing superior long-term weed control by preventing resistance development. The key shift is from relying exclusively on chemistry to using chemistry strategically within broader integrated systems. Implementing effective integrated weed management. Implement residual herbicide programs providing between 2 to 5 week weed control at emergency. Apply pre-emergency herbicide within 3 days after planting before weeds emerge, using products with different modes of action than post-emergence program planned later. Diversifying chemistry, selecting products with between 21 to 40-day residual control, and ensuring adequate rainfall or irrigation activity, activating herbicides within 7 to 10 days of application. Effective pre-emergence program costs between $25 to $45 per acre, but eliminates between 60 to 80% of weed pressure, reducing or eliminating need for costly rescue treatment later. Common programs include Authority, sulfentrazole, Vela, that is flumoxazine, dual oral outlook, that is S-metacla, oral dimethenamide, or combinations, providing multiple modes of action and broad spectrum control. Strategic post-emergence applications clean remaining weeds. Therefore, scout fields between 10 to 14 days after planting, assessing weed emergence and residual herbicide effectiveness. Apply post-emergency herbicides when weeds are small, that is typically between 2 to 4 inches, and actively growing. Applications on large weeds or stressed weeds provide poor control and promote resistance. Use herbicide combinations or premixes, providing multiple modes of action in single application. Tank mixing glyphosate plus glufosinate plus dicamba in multi-straight soybeans. Provide 3 different methods of action preventing resistance and include residual herbicides in post-emergence applications, extending control another 3 to 4 weeks. Therefore, effective post-emergence program costs between $35 to $55 per acre, but must be applied timely on small weeds. Delayed applications on large weeds often fail despite higher rates and costs. Integrate cover crops into rotating, breaking weed cycles. Plant cover crops like cereal rye, most common. After soybean harvest using no-till drill or aerial seedling. Allow growth through fall and winter. Terminate in spring, that is between 10 to 20 days before soybean planting, using herbicide or mechanical controlling or mechanical rolling or creeping. And plant soybeans no-till or strip till into cover crop residue. The thick cover crop biomass of between 3,000 to 6,000 pounds per acre for cereal rye physically suppresses weed emergence, reducing pressure for between 50 to 75% with breaking herbicide-resistant cycles by eliminating while breaking herbicide-resistant cycles by eliminating selection for resistance during cover crop period. Cover crops cost between $25 to $45 per acre for seed and establishment, but reduce soybean herbicide need by between 30 to 60% to $60 per acre, while providing soil health and nitrogen scavenging benefits, creating net economic advantage beyond weed control. Therefore, cultivation integration for conventional or organic systems, that is, cultivate 2 to 3 times during early soybean growth. That is V2 to V4 stage, using row cultivators, rotary hoes, or sweep plows, controlling small weeds while they are easily killed. Aerating soil, stimulating soybean growth, and providing chemical-free weed control valuable in organic systems or supplementing reduced herbicide programs. Cultivation costs between $15 to $25 per acre per pass for fuel, labor, and equipment, but provides effective control when timed properly, though it requires appropriate equipment and weather windows. Best soybean farming practices for maximum farm income, session number 5.